The most exciting thing that I've ever realized about being a human, the thing that fills me with the most sense of power and control, is, as Charles Darwin said, it's not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but rather the most adaptive to change. Once I understood that humans are an adaptation machine, that our evolutionary role, the thing that has made us the most dominant creature on the planet, the only creature capable of contemplating its own existence, of getting ourselves off this planet, of building technology that moves us forward and allows us to actually take control of the adaptation process, to literally rob Mother Nature of her power, is our ability to adapt. But if our job is to be an adaptation machine, if the brain, if what it is designed to do is allow us to change, then we have to ask, what direction are we changing it? To what end? As Leo Tolstoy pointed out, everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing themselves.
Stop. Stop trying to convince people to be something else.
You have to be willing to walk alone sometimes. You gotta be willing. You gotta be willing to do it by yourself.
The only way you're ever going to get to the other side of this journey is you have got to suffer to grow. To grow, you must suffer. So the things that we run from, we're running from the truth. We're running from the truth, man.
Trade your expectations for appreciation, and your whole life changes. Every day of our lives, we live in a world that is incredibly complex. It is no more stressful than World War II, when none of us in this room probably remember that time, but it looked like democracy was disappearing and the Germans were going to win at one stage. That's stressful. Being in a foxhole is stressful. You're not making as much money as you want, or being a little overweight, or someone calling you names online. That shit is not stressful. What if you lived your life and you made a decision?
You have to believe in one thing, and that is yourself.
You have to be willing to be the only person for a moment. And that moment might be a minute, it might be a month, it might be a year, it might be 10 years. You have to be willing to be the only person that sees your vision.
When you focus on what you did last year, or what you did 2 years ago, or what you did last month, or the award I won at the company function, or the sales numbers that I hit and beat everybody on the squad, or whatever. When you focus on this shit, guys, that is energy that you could be putting into actually improving and focusing on the task at hand, which is today. You have to be able to look at yourself and be honest with yourself on this. If this is you, you have to stop this behavior.
So today we want to do our best to catch ourselves in our head, to get back in our heart, and then here's the biggest thing you need. This is the beginning, not the end.
The single most powerful idea anyone looking to succeed in anything, sports, career, fitness, finance, or life can embrace is that success does not come from making a few major important decisions correctly. And in fact, it's very much the opposite. The truth is, success happens when you make the smallest, seemingly easiest, apparently most insignificant decisions correctly, consistently, every day for a long time.
But where do most people spend their time? Where do most people apply their energies? Obsessively focusing on what's wrong. And just by putting your energy into that, just by focusing on the things that are broken, and instead of asking yourself what you can build and what you can fix, you'll never be able to move forward. You'll never be able to take advantage of the fact that we've gotten here, that we've stood on the moon, because we can change. because we can learn, because we can grow, and in a self-directed fashion. So make no mistake, right now, what you're choosing to focus on, it matters. It will determine the course of your life, and that the very course of your life is determined by nobody but you. It is not determined by people that have victimized you. It is not determined by anything that has happened in your past. It is determined right here, right now, in this moment, by what you choose to focus your energies on. Don't ever lose sight of that. As JBS Haldane said, "The world shall perish not for a lack of wonders, but for a lack of wonder." Everything around you is incredible if you're willing to look at it that way. Everything around you can be taken for granted if that's your perspective. But it really is about the frame that you choose to put around things. I mean, simply being alive is already insane. The odds are so stacked against you, not only just being a human, but being a human at this moment in time. This moment in time where breakthroughs in technology are happening at an unprecedented rate, where breakthroughs in medical science are happening at an unprecedented rate, where our ability to connect with people, to empathize with people all the way around the globe, all of the changes that have happened in technology and telecom and connectivity, health, everything. We're living in the most miraculous time ever. But you have to look at it that way. And as Joseph Campbell said, life is a wonderful, wonderful opera, except that it hurts. So the question is, do you see it as the beautiful opera? Or do you just pay attention to the pain? And at the end of the day, you're gonna get what you focus on. They're both true. This is both the most amazing time that's ever happened, ever in recorded history. And yet real things that are terrifying are also happening. But where you put your energy, where you put your attention, where you put your focus is going to determine what you see. And that is the most fascinating and the most important thing you have to understand about the way that your mind works. You get what you focus on. If you focus on the things that are bad, they will become real. They will become exaggerated. They will begin to monopolize your thoughts. You'll see them everywhere. It's called the reticular activating system. Your mind is literally designed to pay attention to the things that you notice. Once you notice a certain car, you see it everywhere. Once you notice a certain dog, you see it everywhere. Once you hear a certain name for the first time, suddenly you realize that that name has been all around you this entire time. But now that you're focusing on it, now that you're looking for it, it is everywhere. So whatever you look for, it's going to be everywhere. If you look for the negative, it'll be there. But if you look for the positive, it will overwhelm you. And as Joseph Campbell said, people say what we're all seeking is a meaning for life, but I don't think that's what we're really seeking. I think what we're seeking is the experience of truly being alive. And that's it. That's the juice. Figuring out that thing that makes you come alive. It isn't keeping up with the Joneses. It isn't how much you're getting paid. It isn't anything other than for you. Something very specific. It will be different for everyone, but for you. Find that thing that makes you come alive. Focus on it. Think about it. Put your time and attention there. Shift away from seeing the pain in the opera and instead seeing the wonderment in it all. Seeing the glory that is just everything around you, the opportunities, the fact that you're alive. Once you can see that those basic things that you take for granted, that you can breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, all of that stuff, once you start seeing how miraculous it really is, once you start seeing how we're connected to each other, once you understand that the name of the game isn't wealth, it isn't fame, it isn't ambition or success, it's neurochemistry. It's feeling a certain way. It's finding fulfillment in your life. Once you realize that, you'll understand this is a game of attention, and you entirely control what you focus on. So choose very wisely, my friends, because your life will literally become the summation of the things that you look at.